Okay, we're here. Welcome back to Local Legends with Jess. I'm here with such a special guest, Miss Alexandra Rock.
Thank you.
Even
Thank
though
you
your
for
name's
having me.
Alexandra Murphy now.
Yeah.
You will always be a rock to me.
Yeah. A-Rock for life.
Blondie.
Blondie.
Blondie, yeah. Okay, so we both established that this is so awkward. Even though we talk every day, we've talked every day for probably 20 years now.
That's just about.
So we have to have an icebreaker.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're probably nervous, like, what are you going to do?
Little.
Okay. We got to do something. Because we have to break the awkwardness that we have a mic and we're staring at each other talking because it's not normal. Okay. We're going to break it.
Okay.
Ready? You ready? No. I feel like you'd look good with these. All right. Take these shades. Okay. We're going to go back.
Okay.
Oh, those look so good on you. Okay. We're going to go back to 20 years ago.
Okay.
When we first met.
Yeah.
Okay. In New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
At Bliss Salon.
Bliss Salon.
Yep.
Okay. How old were you?
I was like 18.
18.
I was in beauty school. Yeah.
Did you have the truck then? The Explorer?
I just got it. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And like such a Jersey thing to do, and probably everywhere, but blasting like really good music, right?
Like techno,
like
all the time.
obnoxiously blasting.
So obnoxious.
All right, so we're gonna blast some music, and we're gonna pretend we're driving around. What road?
Changebridge.
Changebridge.
Yeah.
Okay. No. I'm gonna change this.
Okay. Route 46.
No. come to Lombardi's.
Okay.
Where I work.
Okay.
And you're going to hang out with my crew. You're underage.
Underage.
We're serving you. It's okay.
100%.
All right. So we're driving. We got ready.
Yep.
I'm going to introduce you to someone.
Okay.
Like a guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait,
okay. Yeah. I'm just setting a scene, you
okay,
know?
Let's do it.
Okay. We're in your Explorer.
Okay.
White?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to dance. You don't drive and just like, ugh. You got to bop. What are we doing?
I can't do it.
You're driving. I'm in the passenger seat, right? Are you excited to meet the guy that I'm going to hook you up with?
I'm terrified. I'm underage driving with these loons.
Are you driving?
I guess.
You got to put your hands on the wheel. Drive.
Driving.
Okay.
I can't.
Blasting.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
yeah.
no one does this with me. That's right. I'll get someone one of these days. Thank you for playing along, Ms.
Those
Rock.
were the days.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
All right. So 20 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to keep the shades on.
Okay.
They actually feel nice on though.
They're not bad.
Right?
Should we?
I think so.
I mean,
Let's keep them on.
okay.
I feel actually more comfortable with them
So
on.
do I.
Right? Okay, I like this.
Kind of helps with the style.
Right? Poor Alex has a sty in her eye. And she's like, is there any way I could cancel this? I'm like, no way. Come rock the sty.
Yeah.
You are rocking a sty and you look fabulous.
Thank you.
The reason you are on Local Legends here with Jess is because you're just my local legend here. You are my Jersey root. You are one of my best friends.
Aww.
And meeting you at such a young age, you worked in a salon,
Yeah.
right? With Jody. Jody was one of my greatest friends.
Loved
Doing my
her.
hair,
Yeah.
loved Jody. And I just remembered from the second I met you, like thinking, this girl is such a hard worker. Like
Aw.
just
Thank you.
super focused on just, I don't know, you're just a hustler. Like
Hustler.
big time.
Yeah.
And you always have been.
Yeah.
And I loved that in you. And when I moved here, and then you moved here, I was like, oh my gosh, thank gosh. Like I have my people, right?
Yeah.
Because we all kind of stick
Totally.
together.
Yeah.
And I've seen you come out here and completely, I mean, we had to start over, right? You completely
totally.
went from knowing me and your dad,
Yeah.
and now my husband, and you basically built this like hair empire out here.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I don't want to tell too much of your story because I want you to tell it. But
Yeah.
then, I don't know. It's just been really cool to watch you and then watch
Thanks.
you really adult and get married and have kids. And so you are a legend. And whether you think it or not, like it's impressive what you've done. So
Thank Thank you.
I know you hit bumps in the road, and this is why,
For sure.
you know, you want to talk about it because I think a lot of women could relate.
Totally.
So tell your story. Like, go back to the Jersey days and moving here and tell me.
Well, Jersey days, I went to beauty school right out of high school. That's where I met Jody and you, obviously. I started working at Bliss, which is an awesome salon. Loved my bosses, Michelle and Donna. They were just such great like mentors to me. And, you know, you're like in the hair world and you're 18 hanging out with like 30-year-olds, which seems so old to me. Now I'm pushing 40.
Right.
But I feel like, you know, I didn't go to college. So I just went like right into the career world, you know, and wanting to be just like them and build a clientele and, you know. And I just remember my dad was moving out here. I came to visit and I'm like, what the hell am I doing in New Jersey? Like Arizona's gorgeous. I mean, the hugs, we had family friends here too. And, you know, I was like, I'm going to move there. And I remember like coming home and I was talking to like a bunch of the girls at the salon. They're like, do it. Like, if you don't do it now, you're going to get stuck and you're going to build a clientele. Like, you're so young, just do it. Right. So I just like packed up and moved to Arizona in 3 weeks. Literally, I was like shipping my clothes. My mom's like, what are you doing? Yeah. I'm like, I'm going. And then, I mean, my dad was already here. And then shortly after, my sister and my mom followed. So our whole family is out here now, which is great. And I mean, I would never look back. I would never go back there.
No.
You know, but that was like a first step of like major change. Cause I mean, I grew up in Jersey, never went away to school.
Yeah.
Worked in a salon in my town, which was wonderful. You know, you knew a lot of people and had contacts, but you know, you never kind of like spread your wings and do something different, you know. Go completely to the West Coast is so different.
Yeah. And knowing no one.
Nobody. Yeah. Which was great when you were like, oh, I'm moving out there. I'm like, perfect. One person.
Right, exactly.
But yeah. And then started doing hair out here, which was hard. I mean, you really don't know a lot of people and it's hard to build a clientele. But you know, I worked in a salon. Joe Paris. No, it wasn't. They renamed it Joe Paris because they bought it and they completely got it. It was beautiful. Yeah. But it was called J Verve, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I remember I got hired and then they literally closed a week later. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know like coworkers at that point to be like, I don't even know Scottsdale at that point.
Right.
Like, where am I going to go work? You know?
Yeah.
And this one girl that was an esthetician, she's like, come with me. Like, there's this salon, Canyon Falls, which I walked into and I'm like, oh, this is the place. Like, I just loved it. It felt like a family. I worked there for like 10 years before moving to LA. But yeah, I just like felt like home there. I mean, sadly it closed recently, but I mean, I still am so close with all the girls and it was just a big family. It wasn't like a catty salon, which there are a lot of those out there. And that was always like my home. Like I left, I moved, I went to another salon. I mean, they were all stepping stones and helped build a career and, you know, but that was always like my roots, you know?
Yeah.
So that'll always be special to me there.
You're there. Where's Tim come in?
Tim, I met, I met him twice. I was dating his friend, you know.
Daniel, right?
Yeah. And I had like a birthday party at my dad's and he had just came, like he was invited with like a bunch of their friends or whatever. And we like talked, but it was nothing. I mean, I had a boyfriend at the time, you know. And then flash forward like 2 years later, I mean, I was single and I was at Sandbar, ironically, for one of my clients' like 50th birthdays. And I hadn't gone out in 6 months. I had like totally written off guys. I'm like, I am not dating. I just want to like focus on my career and like get healthy. Like I didn't even drink for 6 months, which is, I love my wine. So that's rare. But this guy just yelled, he was like, hey, I know you. And I'm like, you don't know me. Like, who are you? And I didn't even really recognize him. He had like grown his hair out all long and whatever. Then I did like another lap and my client was like, what are you doing? He's so nice. He's so, you know, cute, whatever. Yeah. So we ended up talking and he bought me a drink and we like stayed at Sandbar, which I hate. I used to call it the litter box. I'm like, this is gross. Yeah, it is. I'm like standing in sand in heels. Gross. Like we were dressed for the W. We ended up there.
Right.
Like, I could have been in my sweatpants.
Right.
We just had like a great like conversation and we started dating and he was out because he had time.
Hold on. The first night you hang with him, did you bring him back to John Rock's?
Yes.
Does John Rock know the story?
Yeah. I mean, nothing happened. Truly. We stayed up drinking.
Come on.
I swear to God. Like, I swear to God. I was living at my dad's and this is like before Ubers even existed. We were like trying to call a taxi. They're like, we're at the airport. I'm like, do we walk? Like, how do we get home? It's like 6 miles.
Right.
I think there was actually a taxi service that was like outside Sandbar.
Yeah.
We paid like $75 to go 6 miles. I'm like, okay. But yeah, we came back and I remember I had like nothing. He had like, you want to like have a drink. And like, I'm at my dad's. There's like 3 olives, grape vodka. I'm like
Midori.
disgusting. Yeah.
Right.
So we're drinking like that and Gatorade. Like, here you go.
Oh my
Disgusting.
gosh.
And then I had to like, well, then we just fell asleep. And then I woke up and I hear my dad on his computer, like, you've got mail, like the old AOL days. I'm like, shit. Like, I need to sneak him out of the house. And I did. I'm like, you gotta go. Like, he's like, I don't have a car. I'm like, okay. Like, I have my car. And I did. I was like distracted, him. And I'm like, you gotta go. And then I dropped him off and, we texted and we went on dates and the rest is kind of history.
So how long ago was that?
Oh gosh. We've been married 8 years. But we were dating for like 5.
Yeah. So like 15 years ago, maybe?
Almost. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So he goes back. Well, at this point,
he was out because he had Tommy John surgery. So he was out doing rehab for his arm.
Right.
And then he went to Texas. He was like playing again.
Yep.
So I would like fly out every 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, I was working full time. I couldn't like stay.
Yeah.
But I would go like every 2 to 3 weeks for a weekend. But he was still working. Like his games were 24/7.
Right.
They didn't get many breaks.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then he ended up ending that career, and he went back to UCLA, and that's where he had to live. That's what brought us.
You
to
say
LA.
it so like you see it like I'd be like my baseball player boyfriend went to UCLA. You're acting very cool.
Well, I mean,
that's kind of
cool. Kind of funny because
he put
UCLA license plate on. I'm like, people are always like UCLA. I'm like, I didn't go
beauty school.
I'm like, go Bruins. Like, I'm like, huh? Like, are they talking to me?
Right.
And then I'm like, oh,
it got from Jersey.
I'm like, what? Yankees? Like, what's happening here?
Oh
but
my
no,
gosh.
but yeah, he finished his, he had 1 year left.
Right.
So he finished that. Are we we're done with the glasses?
You look great with them. I just feel like I'm like at a funeral.
Do you want to trade?
Yeah, kind of. Perfect.
Ooh, these are fancy.
I
Gucci.
know.
Oh, now
These are from
I do feel like I'm at a funeral. Positano. So yeah, he went back. He had a year left. He finished. I was going back and forth from LA to Scottsdale to see like my month's worth of clients in a week.
Say it cooler. I remember you doing this and I'm like, she is so cool.
It wasn't so cool. It was exhausting, but I loved it.
When it was happening, you totally didn't even realize how cool it was. Like you were in love and you were literally traveling.
Yeah.
Like Jersey girl, you're traveling from Scottsdale to LA, like to see your.
It was funny too because my clients would be
cool.
so funny. They were like, "Well, my friend likes my hair, but I told him my girl flies in from LA." I'm like, "I've been doing your hair for 10 years,
Right.
like, in my kitchen during COVID or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's not as fancy, but no, it was nice. I mean, gave me the ability to move there and not have to start over and like lose all my clients. And they're like, my clients are like my family, like I know everything about them. And I mean, I'm not going to abandon them. And it's such a quick flight. I could stay with my dad, see friends. And it worked. And then when I was in LA, I could work at like less. I didn't have to be like 24/7, cause I still had that income, but I worked at 2 salons there too. And I never really wanted to move there. Like I did not like LA. I hate cities. Like I love Arizona. I do. I love the desert. Like LA, the traffic, like, you make great friends and like, I loved where I worked and I loved all my friends there, but I always liked coming back and I always knew I wanted to live here. Like I would never want to have a family there, just in a city like San Diego, sure. But that busy, hectic, like it just wasn't for me,
Yeah, totally.
Great experience, not for me.
How many years did you do that? I feel like it was a couple
5
years. Yeah, it was 5 years.
Yeah.
So you were going literally back and forth
every
salons.
5 weeks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you never complained about it.
No,
you really didn't.
It was kind of fun. It was a lot. It was like 70 clients in a day. Right. I mean, I was exhausted.
You're making money.
Yeah.
Right.
It was good money.
Was that the most you made doing both?
Yeah. It was. But I mean, it was almost working like 7 days a week.
I know.
Because those trips were crazy. And then for those weeks, obviously, when it wasn't, I worked like 3 days a week there, but then I would take like clients like house calls and stuff because in LA nobody wants to drive, so they're like, "Can you just come to my house?" Or,
Okay.
So it was busy.
So you did this, and then how did you guys move back? Did you get engaged and move back?
No, we got engaged out there.
Okay.
We even got married here, and we were still living there.
That's right. Okay.
And then when we started talking about having kids, I'm like, I am not having kids here. Like I don't know. I can't. We had a 1-bedroom apartment. It was just like, you just can't.
Right.
I mean, some people can. It just wasn't what I wanted. And I wanted to be, you know, closer to my dad and my family and, you know, so, and just the cost of living is so crazy out there. I mean, it's getting crazy everywhere now, but I mean, it's really expensive out there. You just can't get what you can get here, you know? So it's another thing to consider, obviously. You want to be able to give your kids the most and just make it happen, you know?
So what year did you guys move here officially?
We moved here. Tim got an offer to have a transfer with his same company. I think a spot opened up here and it was like Christmas Eve. I think he actually went on his interview with his boss now and he got it. And we were like, he's like, okay, we're moving in a month. Like we got to find a place to live, you know, we got to move. And I was like so excited because it was an easy transition. I just went right back into working.
Exactly.
You know, full time. And it was great, you know, and he was with the same company. So he was familiar. It wasn't like a new job or, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was obviously a little transition. He loves California. He grew up there.
Right.
But he also lived here a lot for like spring training. And, you know, he was out here for almost 7 or 8 months rehabbing his arm. So he knew Arizona. Right. It wasn't like this foreign place to him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, when the job came, it was perfect timing and we took it, you know.
So then you built a house.
We did. We built a house. Well, we got pregnant first.
Sounds really cool. Again, that's another cool, like building a home.
Honestly, like my dad found where we live, you know, and he was like, this is such a great place. And it just seems like a really great community for kids. And there's a school right there. Like, it's just like a great neighborhood, you know? And we kept looking and like, we'd come back and then I'd look at other houses and I'm like, why would I buy this existing house for this same, basically our budget, you know, when I can build one? And it was 4th of July. I remember, and we had friends, Kelly and Matt, that had just bought there too. And we like went and looked because theirs was being, built and it was 4th of July. And I'm like, well, I just want to see it at night. And I'm like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I just want to see like, just night, day, you know, and we signed the papers that Sunday. It was July 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, were you pregnant? Did you have?
I was pregnant.
Okay. So you were pregnant with Jordan then?
Yes.
Okay. How far along?
I found I was pregnant May 30th.
Oh, okay.
I remember that date because I got hit on the 101 the day before I took a pregnancy test.
Yep.
And then I remember taking a pregnancy test. I'm like, oh my God, like major car accident, pregnant. Like what? But yeah, so we were pregnant then. Okay. And then May, June, July. So it was like 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get in the house?
Maybe 1 month. Yeah. We got in the house. We moved in March 31st, my sister's birthday.
Yep.
Jordan was 2 months old.
Okay.
So excited. I mean, total transition, COVID.
Yep.
Like everybody, I mean, I was pregnant all through COVID. So that was just weird. Like having to do hair in a mask and having to deliver in a mask. Yeah. I finally just ripped it off. I'm like, I can't breathe. Like, how do you make a mom wear a mask? You know what I mean?
Was anyone able to go in the
you could have
hospital?
one. I mean, Tim obviously came and if they tested us for COVID when we got there. And if one of us, I mean, I have to stay. You can't kick me out. Right. But if he was positive, he would have to leave and then you could have someone else. Okay. Kimmy was going to come in with me. But we were negative, but nobody else could visit. We had to like stay in our room. Like it was kind of weird. I would just walk to like, you know, that little cart, it's like apple juice and crackers. I'm like, I'm going to go for another walk because it's the only place they would let you go. But I was like, these walls are like closing in. And we had her at 2:48 a.m. So we had to stay the double night, you know? So it just felt like, okay, we need to get out of here. Right. And like, I just wanted to get home. Like you're in a hospital. COVID is rampant. Right. I don't want to be here. Like I'd rather be home. Yeah.
Now, at this point, going back to when you were pregnant with Jordan, were you doing hair while you were pregnant?
Yeah, I worked till my due date. Okay. And then I was pissed. I was a week late. And I'm like, well, I could have been working. Yes. Like I liked staying busy because it like made the time go by. Right. But yeah, it was a week late. And I was just like, okay. Okay. Can we come on? Come on, girl. Right. Get out.
So you have Jordan. Mm-hmm. Are there plans at this point after you had Jordan to go back? Or were you just...
Well, our salon was shut for 6 weeks. Okay. So it was kind of like... people kind of started coming to your house. Like we were calling it like the speakeasy of hair. Yeah. Because I mean, you really couldn't work, but people are like, no, I need my roots done. Like, right. I have grays. I'm like, all right. So that kind of made it easier to like do hair from home because people just, you had no option. Yeah. Like, I mean, in California, salons were closed for almost 6 months. Like it really hurt the hair industry because I mean, there's no way you can't be touching someone's hair, you know, right. You're gonna mask, no mask. You're still, that close, you know? So yeah, people just started coming to the house or the apartment at the time and it worked out, you know? Yeah. Some fell off because I mean, not everyone wants to get their hair done at home, but I was like, you know what? this is working. We really didn't have a plan,
Right.
but we didn't want to send her to school. I mean, it was still, or not school, but like a daycare or something. Cause it's like, I didn't want to bring her anywhere.
Right.
Like I remember half my friends that came to meet her, I was like holding her up like Simba. Like you just don't want anyone around your kid.
Yeah.
If anybody like went out to a restaurant, I'm like, that's it. You can't see us for 2 weeks. Like I was kind of crazy about it, but you have to be.
I know.
Nobody knew what was going to happen.
Right. It was such
Scary.
a weird time.
Yeah.
So now, so that pregnancy was fine. The delivery was fine. How'd you feel afterwards? Totally fine?
I felt pretty fine. I mean, again, I think I justified like any anxiety or feelings around COVID.
Okay.
Just because the whole world, I feel like, was in this weird zone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my dad's elderly. I was always so worried about him, you know, like he didn't leave his house for almost a year.
Yeah.
Kimmy and I would do his grocery shopping. Like I just was like, you know what? I'm just anxious because of COVID. Like it's fine, you know. But overall, like once we got in our house, I was so busy because we had so much going on between the move and a new baby and not sleeping and having to furnish a home. Like I just like distracted my way through that one, you know.
Okay. Yeah. So then fast forward, you get pregnant
With Rocky.
with Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
How long after? Like
2.5. Jordan was 2.5.
That's
Well,
right.
they're 2.5 years apart. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So you get pregnant with him. How was your pregnancy with him?
It was good. I mean, it was harder having like a toddler. Like with her, I swear I wasn't nauseous one day in my life. Him, I would like wake up and just nauseous.
Yeah.
Like I just want to like lay on the couch for an hour and then I'd be okay.
Yeah.
But just tired, like chasing after her. And she was in like the terrible 2 stage. So it was just like a lot.
Yep.
Plus he was due in August and it was like 115 out. Like we couldn't really do much towards the end. And he was like, again, 5 days over my due date. Like
Right.
I was just like dying towards the end. But I was excited. You know, I was like, this is great. Like I couldn't wait having one of each. Like she was so excited. And like life was good, you know? Like you're having a second baby and
Yeah.
yeah.
So you have him.
I have him.
Okay.
I got mastitis, which if moms, obviously if you breastfeed, you know, like it is the most excruciating pain. It's like a blockage of a duct or whatever when you're nursing, which they put me on antibiotics for. But I mean, I woke up at 6 a.m. My in-laws were actually visiting, which my mother-in-law's a nurse. I'm like, why didn't I wake her up? Like she would have came running out, you know?
Yeah.
But I was all of a sudden got really cold and I was in his nursery, like nursing him. And then I started shaking and chattering. And I'm like, what? Like, am I like having like a stroke? Like I had no idea what was going on. And then we called like the emergency line or whatever. And they're like, oh no, it's mastitis. Like who knew? Like a little infection in your breast could like literally shaking, chattering. And I'm like, I remember I was under the blankets and like Tim just grabbed Rocky and, you know, Debbie like was like, okay, just relax. And they called me an antibiotic or whatever, which killed all my good bacteria or something, which then gave Rocky thrush on his tongue. Right. So we had like a white tongue. Like it was just, I'm like, and you want a nurse? Like I did it with Jordan for 8 weeks. So I really wanted to do it for him. And I got it in the other breast and I'm like, okay, buddy, we're done. Like, let's just switch to formula. Like it was so stressful. Like, and he was eating so much and I just wasn't, I feel like I was going to run out and it was just a lot. And I'm like, you know what? Why am I killing myself over this? He'll be fine on formula. He got like I think I did 4 weeks with him. And I was like, I need to call it quits, but you have to nurse your way through it. Oh, okay. Because that clears the infection. Right. But it hurt like, it was painful. Yeah. So that was my first like, oh gosh, like this is just a new experience. I didn't have any of that with her. She was like a breeze, truly. Yep. Plus I have her now. So it's like, she's screaming. It was a lot. So then, I'm trying to think. I started just I didn't think I was like having any like issues. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was anxious. I have 2 kids, like even getting them in the car, it would take me like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, we're sitting in the driveway. I'm like, we did it, guys. Like we're going to go to Target. We're going to go wherever it is. Cause it's just a lot and nap schedules and all of that. Yeah. But I was like, okay, this is normal. This is every mom with 2 kids. Like it's a lot. Like they say the 1 to 2 is quite the jump. Like I give mom so much credit that I have more than 2. Like God bless you. Yeah. But I noticed like I was just on edge. Like I was just paranoid about a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Like anywhere I would go, the grocery store, Target, the park, I would always be like looking over my shoulder. Like and I mean, as a mom, you're always like aware of your surroundings but it was like escalated. And I, didn't really talk about it with friends because I'm like, we're all on edge. We're all not sleeping, Right. Again, you're making up a million excuses. You would never be like, oh, I have postpartum depression or anxiety. Mm-hmm. I'm not sad. I wasn't sad at all. Right. I was just like anxious, but I'm like, I'm just being cautious, And then it just like, I mean, I've called you and been like, I just left the grocery store and left my whole cart and like threw the kids in the car. And like, I couldn't even like drive after those experiences.
Right.
And, like in the Starbucks drive through, like when those two weird guys, like I thought were following me in a grocery store. Then I left. I didn't even buy the groceries. I think I asked for assistance out of the store. I think I called you right after the one in Greyhawk. Yep. Then I was stuck in the Starbucks line, which again, I'm in my car. The doors are locked. I'm sandwiched in between a Starbucks line. There's 5 million people around me. Like someone's going to witness if something happens to me. And they like drove by and like waved and like made some weird. And I was like, like I called Tim and he's like, you're okay. Like you're in a car, like just relax, you know? And I'm like, why am I feeling like this? And then I had these like spells where I felt like I was going to pass out twice while driving, which was the most terrifying.
With the kids.
Yeah. I remember, and I was like, is it my blood sugar? Like I started thinking all these things. Is it, I don't know. I just, all these things. And it really turns out it was anxiety. Like the attacks were getting so bad that it was almost like you like could black out from them, which didn't happen. But I like talked, I don't know. You're blaming it on like not having enough sugar in your body or, you know, and really it was my stress level, I guess, that got so bad. Right. Like going to a park, I would literally like judge everyone. Like, well, this person has a backpack. Like what's in there? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like I got kooky. Yeah. I made friends leave parks. I wouldn't go into a nail salon with Morgan. She's like right next to the kids' school. I'm like, okay. Like, she's like, get in. I'm like, no, there was a weird truck parked like behind me. I'm like, I'm not taking Rocky out of the car. Right. She's like, well, our kids are in school next door. Like, what? I'm like, yeah, but they're locked in. I don't know. I just thought all these crazy things, like something was bad was going to happen to like me or my kids, and not like a freak accident, car accident or something bad, or like not afraid to fly. Like nothing like that. I've flown with both my kids now, you know? Right. But it was just like something like unexpected or like, I don't know. Kidnapping. I don't know. It just like was this fear that like took over my thoughts. Like the intrusive thoughts were terrible. I would think worst case scenario and Amber Alert and like, what? Like, why am I thinking this? Cause I'm at Fry's grabbing eggs. Like that's not normal. Okay. And I was going to my pediatrician and like my OBGYN checkups and stuff, and they make you fill out those forms or whatever. And I just filled them out honestly or whatever. Yeah. And I remember my pediatrician, who I adore, like she's just, she's the best. She came back in and she's like, we got to talk. I'm like, okay. Like, and I hadn't talked about it with anybody. And she's like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I mean, I'm fine. My mastitis went away, you know, whatever. Like, what do you mean? And she's like, you scored really high on whatever test it was. And I'm like, okay, that's a good thing, right? Like, I'm thinking like, the higher the better. Yeah. Woo! I'm like a 13. That's great. And she's like, yeah, it's not like, do you feel? And I'm like, yeah. I said, but I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. And I just kept like always thinking it was a depression. Right. When they say postpartum depression. Yeah. I didn't know there could be OCD. I didn't know there could be anxiety. And like, there's so much now that I've learned way more about it from getting help, but it's like, there's so much more to it than being depressed. People just think you're sad crying in bed. That is not what I experienced at all, you know? So then I went to my OBGYN and I'm like, they think I have postpartum depression. Like now I'm like, not doubting her, but I'm like, I'm not. And he's like, well, and then he's like, well, I'm like, okay, that's like the second. And then I went to my actual PA in DC Ranch, you know, and I told her, I'm like, this can't be, I'm not depressed. Like, I'm not sad. I'm not anything. And she's like, oh, like strike three kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah. You are. So I'm like, all right. So I found a psychologist and got into therapy. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I was pretty on edge even with her. Like, I felt like I don't need to be here. Like, I was failing because I had to talk to a therapist.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
It's the best thing I ever did.
Ever.
Like
ever.
If I can never be without her now. Like I adore her, you know? Yeah. And she just, you know, we started and she's so, I always say like mild, and I don't know if that's the right term, but I just feel so safe. She doesn't like, I don't know.
I love that word.
I know. That's like the best way to describe her. And she's just like, like she's telling me everybody thinks like, oh, they're just gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm like, no, I'm literally telling her like, I feel like I'm gonna be chased by like a million kidnappers. Like, no, this isn't like, I was in constant fight or flight mode. You know what I mean? Like, and she just like taught me so many techniques to kind of get out of it. And then honestly, she's like, I think you should try medication. And I'm like, sign me up. Like, I am not like afraid to try something. If it's gonna help me, great, you know? And we started with the low dose of something and It's
Lexapro?
Lexapro.
Love my Lex.
It's the lowest dose.
Shout out to Lexapro.
Sponsored by Lexapro. No. She's like, let's try this. Like, it's not like really an addictive drug. And I feel like there's such a stigma on antidepressants. People think, oh, they're going to make you a zombie.
Right.
And it's not. Like,
no.
I don't even feel like I've taken anything. I just feel like I'm not going to jump off like out of my skin.
Right.
And they said it could make you a little tired in the beginning. It'll take like 6 weeks to kick in, but it did. And like all of a sudden those feelings just like went away. Like I felt like I could be like fun mom again, like do stuff. Like I'd always go to the splash pad with my kids.
Yeah, you're a very active person. So even to think of you as
just home,
like confined in your wall is so not you.
I know.
So
like I love to have activities for them with friends and try new parks and like just do things with them. And I felt bad for them because it's like they don't know what's going on. And like Jordy'd be like, why are we turning around? I thought we were going to Target. Damn it.
Getting a cookie.
Excuse me. You said a Barbie. Like, and I'm like,
right.
Saw a truck park. Remember I followed the van through Desert Ridge? Like, I mean, I could write a book on the stories and probably like, I don't even know the word, like
the anxiety brain.
But like the fact that I just judged people that were probably completely normal and harmless. Like I profiled them because of my own like mental, thoughts is like sad. You know what I mean? Because they were probably just going in to get a case of water. And I'm like, that's it. Like
I have a workers van. Like I know.
He's like, I'm a painter. I'm like, sure. Show me the pain.
Oh my God.
But you know what I mean? Like, I just like, I never park next to a van. I'll park in handicap and get a ticket.
Get towed.
I'll leave my car on with the hazards. A van pulls up. I'm like, okay.
That's crazy.
We're out of here.
Yeah.
And, I felt bad because like my husband has a very demanding job and he's working and like, I'd call him and be like, we just had to leave fries or whatever it is. He's like, so we're not going to have any dinner.
Guess we're ordering out.
You're not going to cook. We have no groceries.
We can't leave the house.
We can't do anything unless it's the weekends because he would drive. And let me tell you, if he was with me, we're at Costco. I'm like living my life.
Right.
Having the best time. I want to stay for like 2 hours. It's like a play date. Literally, I'm like, okay, because he's right there. I'm
exactly.
Like, if anything happened, damn.
Right.
We're fine. But not by myself. I would race through Costco if I had to go. I mean, the fact that I even would go, I think I went once with both of them. Like, I'm good for a year. Like, we're not going out.
Cancel that membership.
We're done.
Yeah.
I mean, Amazon Prime was definitely my best friend. Yeah. Thank God. The things I would order to the house, he's like, you ordered LaCroix, like Celtics.
Just in case.
You just can't.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to the store and get them. I'm like,
gosh.
Well, I mean.
So now do you still see her, obviously, right?
Oh, yeah. I used to see her every 2 weeks. And now I see her once a month.
Okay.
She's like, you graduated to once a month. I'm like, whoa. Are you sure?
Are you breaking up with me?
I'm like, can I have your cell?
Right. Could we be friends? I feel a connection.
Knock, knock. What are you doing for Christmas? You want to come to my home? Like, I'm gonna make her watch this, or just she's gonna think I'm nuts and fire me.
But it is so true, like the stigma of therapy, and I just first of all, I think it needs to be coaching, like that name, that therapist, like it's that word is just it has such that bad
totally,
even saying it just sounds like I remember when I was a psychology major, like I felt I hated that. I know, but I don't,
because it makes it sound like something like people need a psychologist because something's wrong with them.
There's like you're damaged. You
like
need,
you're a kook.
Right. No, you need. I mean, everyone needs to be like really learning and helping themselves, like because I mean. Every day you should get up and want to be a better version of yourself. And, alone, I think that's hard to do. But with the assistance of a coach, like, and that's what I think we call them coaches. I think we get rid of the bullshit psychologist,
I completely agree.
Old school, terminology. And they are like truly coaches.
Totally.
Mentors.
And they don't agree with you all the time. Yeah. And also like, who doesn't need an outlet that's not their spouse? Because then you just start abusing your family. Right. Like someone's going to get the,
someone's getting the rap.
You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
It's like, I'm pissed, or, and it's always displaced anger to someone that you don't mean to take it out on, but it's usually your spouse,
of course,
or your parents, or your sister, it's always going to be someone else. But then it's like, I could be having a day and like,
right.
I just vent to her and like, I don't know. I just always feel better. Like we hang out, we hang up.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, okay. Yeah. I feel
know.
like weight is lifted off my shoulders.
The best. And honestly,
it puts me in such a good mood too.
Well,
and we can be talking about nothing.
Right.
Like she's like, so it's not like you always have to have a problem. Like I had like nothing to talk to her about the other day. And I'm like, so any vacations? But like, we're literally talking about our kids. Yeah. She's like a friend, but a non-biased friend, someone that's like, and she'll tell me like, don't do this. Like if you're having an issue with somebody or something, like she'll coach me into the right direction.
We're changing this,
coaching. And just, it makes me like rethink things and rethink reactions and also have boundaries. I know a lot of people hate that word, but I love it. You have to. You have to have boundaries with your kids. You have to have boundaries with every person in your life.
Friends, family, coworkers. Everything. Yeah. Like, everything.
And I mean, boundaries are just healthy for everyone.
Yeah, I agree.
We all need them.
Yeah.
And I feel like I didn't for so long with every aspect. Like a client needed something last minute. Like I'd always jump and I'm like, well, that makes me like a good, but I'm like, no, I'm killing myself. People pleaser.
God, yep.
But I mean, in my industry, it's like, they'll go find someone else. Yeah. And I didn't want to lose business. So I'm like, sure. Yeah. I'd love to do your hair at 6 a.m.
Exactly. No problem. I'm up.
Let's make it 5. Like
us. Okay. Totally.
But I mean, I think that's why you have such a good relationship though with them. Like,
I know. I agree.
And they're good. Like mine, I love them. Yeah. They're lifers and I know they would do anything for me. And it's just, it's a good industry.
So this is kind of just wrapping everything up. Like going back to say, like, just even again, like meeting you and your drive and you're just like, anything you do, you always do like 120%. Like again, like the work ethic I always saw. And like, even with kids, prior to you having kids, I'm like, oh my God, she's so good. Like you wanted to hang out with my
kids. I love
kids
them.
more than I did.
And I like kids much more than I like adults.
You love kids, truly. Right? And
I would take a room full of toddlers.
I know you would. You're crazy.
And
just so watching you do that. But I know that period of time for you must have been so hard because everything you normally do, had to stop because you were so fearful. But
totally
the coolest thing, and I think what even you posting on Facebook to people and just telling your story. And I love that you went through it. You were real. Like even just now talking about how you felt, how you profiled people. Yeah. And you didn't just continue and sit in it. You did something about it. You went and spoke with someone. You're on medication. Like some people are going to be like, you shouldn't be on medication. Oh my God. Honestly, it's however you know what? Some people go and work out and hike mountains. You're not going to do that. Either am I. I'm taking my Lexapro. But you did something. And I think that's the message that I love that you put out there on social media. And I love that I get to sit with you and put that out on my podcast. I have 22 subscribers. I'd like a couple more.
We could get to 23 by tonight.
I'm looking for 30 this month. But I just think stories completely, I think the stories we tell are so beneficial to people and open people's eyes and are relatable to so many people. So I hope, and I know that people have heard your story before.
It's weird because up until me like posting about it, I had never had anyone talk to me about postpartum depression. Yeah. Like I had never had another mom friend, was a mom before me, ever say, I'm going through that. Like nobody talks about it.
Right.
And I was like, that's weird. Like there's gotta be, now doing research, so many women have it. Yeah. And nobody talks about it. It's like, if you broke your arm, you'd be talking about it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But
it's still that stigma, I think. Like it goes back to that.
Yeah. I don't like the whole reason like of that post and like you inviting me on here is like, go get help, go talk to somebody. Like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? And you'll be a better mom, a better wife, a better daughter, whatever it is, but you don't have to feel like that. Nobody should ever have to feel like that.
No, that's brutal. Thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
for having
here.
Me on. This was great.
You
was
need to
so
dance.
nervous.
You need to dance better next time.
I know. You had me driving in a car in
But first of all, Missy Elliott, how do you not move to Missy Elliott? But I've driven with you. You are dancing when you're driving. I know you are.
I am.
Next time.
Usually with my kids. Thank you for having me.
Love you.
Love you too.